Welcome to Chuck Show. He's about to show you how to grow. Welcome to Chuck Show. He's about to show you how to grow. Welcome to Chuck Show. He's about to show you how to grow. Welcome to Chuck Show. He's about to show you how to grow. How to grow.
Hey, hello, my friends. My name's Charles Collins, and I'd like to welcome you to Together We Grow's Aquaponic, Hydroponic, and Traditional Solar-Powered Gardens. I hope you guys are having a great day. I know we are over here in our gardens. I want to start off by saying thank you, first and foremost. Whoa, guys, we are finally monetized on YouTube. It may not mean a lot to many, but it means so much to us who are taking time to give you this great content, what we feel is great content from the depths of our heart. It's been an incredible growing experience with you all. Thank you for all of the views. Thank you for all of the subscribers. You know what? If you haven't subscribed yet, please don't forget, subscribe right down below. Click that bell so that you'll be notified anytime something new comes on and pop up from our gardens. Now, without any further ado, we spent enough time, well, not enough time, it's never enough time. We've spent plenty of time talking about our late in fall and winter garden, how we're going to let these guys pretty much just grow out and do their thing. We're in the process of actually moving. We're going to be moving from where we're at right now. We really want to expand the gardens. We'll be telling you guys a lot about that in the near future. But in the meantime, we're going to seeing that we're letting this winter garden fade out. Isn't it time that we start planting some of those seedlings from the seed tray that we talked about last week, or maybe was it 3 or 4 days ago? I think so, guys. Give me a second. Let's continue this conversation. Now, I will profess, I love gardening in all ways and means and measures and forms that you can think of. That's part of the reason why we're so excited about everything that we're doing at Together We Grow's Gardens. But I'd be remiss if I didn't tell you guys, if you want more detailed information about how to go about traditional gardening and traditional planting, especially tomatoes, basically anything traditional gardening, I urge you, and he doesn't know I'm doing this, but I urge you to look up a great friend of mine, Brian. He runs Next Level Gardening, and he runs Next Level Homesteading. Check him out on YouTube, check him out on Facebook. The guy is absolutely amazing, and when I tell you he's a true inspiration for a lot of stuff I do over here, I'm not kidding. So, Brian, I hope you get to see this. If not, I'm pretty sure there's someone that we know in common will tell you about it. Now, in our case today, we're going to be transplanting tomatoes, or specifically cherry tomatoes. One of the ones that you saw that we grew from seedling approximately 21 days ago. And this guy's a little over 8 inches tall. He hasn't been raised, or hasn't been brought up in a, I said brought up. We brought him up as a little youth. It hasn't been started in a styrofoam cup. I just used this cup. I had it laying on the side just so I could bring it out here. But started this in a rockwool cube. And look at that beautiful root growth. Once again, 21 days old. And we are going to transplant this into one of our hydroponic buckets. And we're going to be using a technique called active deep water culture, which means that we are going to be using, in a sense, an air pump and oxygen movement throughout the bucket. But I want to point this out right now, guys. This bucket that I'm going to show you is so far over the top. It's sort of one of the reasons why we don't... Well, it's so over the top, man. You do not need this, and I want to stress this. You do not need this to grow a tomato plant. These guys are hardy, especially our cherry tomatoes. I'll tell you why in a second. Let's keep going. So, hey, my friends, as we've discussed multiple times before, when it comes to sustainable gardening, we don't use dirt. We use a substrate, and in this case, if you haven't guys had a chance, please go back in our videos, and I talked about which substrate is good for you. We discussed the primary 3 types, so go through there. I hope you find something that can help you out, but in this case, we're going to be going with our clay balls. And in our tomato plant, I would recommend a 6-inch net cup. You don't have to get one all fancy like this. You can make one yourselves. I actually make a video. I have a video coming up to show you how to actually make one of these 6-inch net cups yourself. You actually need the cup still, but you won't actually need the lid, which is where the primary bulk of your cost is going to come from. Now, in our case, we know we're going to need about one of these full of clay balls. Now, these are a little dusty because they've been sitting there for a while. So what I am going to do, I am going to give these guys a rinse. Only because because they've been sitting for a while. Now these guys have been used before. They're really not going to hurt the system if I don't give them the rinse. But I want to emphasize, when you first get your clay balls, when you first get these, please give them a good rinse, give them a good washing. There's a lot of dust on them. Put them in a bucket, drill some holes in the side of the bucket, and run it, flush it through until you see that water run clean. If you really want to save yourself some time, try to do it underneath a bush or a tree where you know that excess water could actually prove a secondary benefit. Okay guys, so what I'm going to do is I have my clay balls. I actually just set them in a net pot because Connect actually has a nice little strainer itself, and I have this over one of our local bushes in our backyard. We actually planted this as starter, and it's sad that we're going to be moving away from it, but you know, together we grow. I'm just going to take a few minutes. I'm just going to rinse, and I'm going to let that excess water go ahead and replenish this baby because she really wants to wake up for spring. Like I said, because it's been sitting, because this has already been cleaned, it's not going to take much to rinse. So you can see that water run clean. You guys check that out? That should be good. Right about there. Now, why cherry tomatoes? Cherry tomatoes are chock full of essential vitamins and minerals, especially vitamin C. Oh my gosh, so much vitamin C, guys. Listen, also it's full of lycopene, and lycopene is used to fight inflammation. It can help prevent strokes. It helps prevent blood clotting. There are so many important elements, so many important benefits in just the tiniest little cherry tomato, and you can eat these guys. The nutritional level in your cherry tomatoes or in any tomatoes depends on what time you harvest them, but anytime you harvest them, they are going to be good for you. If grown correctly, your cherry tomatoes should be sweet. I've seen some folks grow cherry tomatoes are like maybe this big. Our cherry tomatoes are actually the size of gigantic cherries. Feel free, if you're a member of Tucson Backyard Gardening on Facebook, feel free to go through their videos, put my name in there, and you'll see the success that we had with cherry tomatoes. Actually, you can go to the paragraphic video and you can see the early success that we were having with them. Our cherry tomatoes are special because these are seeds from the cherry tomatoes that actually withstood and flourished during the hottest summer that we had on record in the state of Arizona. So these guys are desert proof. So how are we going to go about getting this guy to go into the system? Well, that's our next step. Check it out. So man, what's going on? Look at this guy. He's not happy at all, is he? Well, yeah, he's going through a little bit of shock. I mean, there's no nutrients. He has a little bit on that base, but he's so used to being setting in that solution. And we want to get this guy transplanted because we don't want him to go into too much shock. So we want to get this bad boy in its new home. And its new home is actually one of those buckets I made with the modified nano pump on it. And I know a lot of folks had questions about, okay, well, how does this work? You got the magnet under the chuck. Is that really going to have an impact on how the water goes? Well, you know, I always tell you guys, I try to keep it as simple as possible, but I do realize that I should better explain things sometimes. Pardon me, I just really had to get this guy sitting up there. So a little bit for the science on this. As you guys, many of you may know, oxygen is a paramagnetic. That means that it reacts to magnetism, as you guys have experienced and you've seen it firsthand through the videos with our system. Now, UV photons / light enable the transfer and generation of magnetism. This is why the best effect with nanobubbles is achieved during the daytime versus night. You always see me putting this system to use during the day, and with this nanobubble technology, you don't have to run it during the night because you don't have to run it all day. That's the beauty to it. Now, the UV from the sun helps enable a photon protection mechanism, meaning more ROS tolerance equals more growth and development. Now, the magnetism also increases PAR, which is the photoabsorption rate. That equals more photons, if it's light, can be absorbed and converted into photosynthesis. This equals more nutrient-dense food, tastier, crispier, and bigger veggies. Make sense, guys? I hope so. You can build this system. I built it. You guys can build it. The one thing I never did is doubt what I was building. And I never let anyone make me doubt what I was building. Man, do you realize? Listen, I'm going to tell you guys, all right? Doubt is worth nothing. Take a poo-poo in one hand, fill the other hand with doubt. Which one's going to fill up quicker? You see what I'm saying? Exactly. Now, when it comes to feeding your plants, I try not to tell anyone what to do because there are so many different products available out there. We go with the KISS Simple, the KISS theory, keep it simple, sir, or keep it simple, sister. And in our case, you always see me with the shirt on. I always like rocking with the C90 Ocean Minerals. And case of our hydroponics, we roll with the C90 true mineral fertilizer. And anytime that we top up our reservoirs with a little bit of and this isn't actually a food nutrient source on its own, it's an amendment, but I can't tell you that you're going to get these colors and things out of your crops without using it, because everything that you see over here has been treated with the C90 effect. And this can be used in a variety of different ways, but I encourage you, please look up the company, cagri.com, www.cagri.com. They are a sponsor, so you are going to see that thing pop up there. You've seen these guys before. Also, as a primary source of nutrients, I use Master Blend. Look at our poor tomato. This guy has definitely seen better days. But I can tell you this, as soon as I put a little bit of nutrient solution in there, and you can hear this bad boy up in here is just a humming away, this thing is just going to bounce back and it's going to be better than ever. If you have questions about anything, please don't hesitate to ask me. I truly appreciate all you guys for doing all that you've done and for continuing to hang with us. Like I said, we're starting to see a little bit of return for all of this investment. But the best return is all of these new subscribers, all of the likes, just all of the belief and just the support, because we really wouldn't be able to do this without you guys. And from the bottom of my heart, I thank each and every one of you. Don't forget, plant that first seed so that together we'll grow. Peace and blessings, my friends. Stay you.